Suzanne here, fitness specialist, Pilates, and pole fitness instructor. You should be well and truly warmed up. You should have done your core warm-up before doing this pole strength workout. So, we're going to start in front of the pole. I'm going to grab the pole with one hand and I'm just going to roll down, give myself a stretch, relax the shoulders and neck, take a deep breath, grab the pole before I roll up, and I want to be articulating my spine into that pole. The head is last, breathe in, tuck the chin, grab the pole, roll it down, let the arms hang, feel a good stretch, grab the pole, roll it up, bring the feet together in front of the pole. This is a cup grip, shoulder mount position, thumbs are on the same side of my fingers. Bring my heels close to the base of the pole. Good. Now I'm going to stretch here. Make sure your back is against the pole for this one. So it's just elbows in, and we're isolating, stretching the pecs. Elbows in, elbows out. I'm going to reach a little bit higher. Come away, squeeze the bum here, and kind of drop away, pulling down on the pole. Good. Come on back. Place the other hand on top for good balance and stretch away. Good. And come back, take the feet apart and roll down one more time. Roll down. Grab the pole, roll it up and roll it down. Grab the pole, roll it up. And let's begin. So starting with our weight bearing, introduction to weight bearing and shoulder stabilization. Just for review, or if you're new, remembering that the movement that we want to make sure that we're using our back muscles is sliding the shoulder down. Once I bend my arm, then I'm using the bicep muscle. I want to make sure that those back muscles are engaged first before I use the biceps. So, standing behind your pole, going to the tippy toes, reach high with the right hand. And again, I'll probably only be doing 3 repetitions. Please remember that when you're doing full body weight strength training, that you're only going to do between 3 and 5 repetitions. That would be sensible. Then you're going to rest in between each set at least 30 seconds. So that said, I am only going to do 3, and you're going to progress up to your 5 repetitions as you can. So, reaching high, I'm going to hold on nice and tight in a baseball grip. That means that my thumbs are around one side, trying to touch my fingers. Then I'm going to drop the heels, and I'm really hanging on. Get that grip. Make sure that you don't have any lotions in that on, or wash your hands and get your towel and wipe your poles down. Pull with that shoulder blade. Have a look. And I'm pulling myself back up to my toes. I'm not coming off the floor yet. That's 3. Take it out, give it a roll. Other side. Left hand, right hand in front. Drop the heels. Pull yourself back up. So I'm sliding my shoulder blade down my spine. 1 more. Good. Wrists, always take care of your wrists. Give them a little stretch. Next one, tick-tock. So we are going to start to weight bear now. Reach high. 1 leg forward. Lift the chest up. Engage your core. Engage your legs. Breathe. Pull, shoulder down. Lift the legs and change. The other way that you can do this is a flamingo pose and simply pick up, switch, and down. You want there to be a moment where you're floating. This is what you want to avoid. We're not jumping. That will not improve your strength or your ability on the pole. Now let's have a little stretch. So 3 to 5 switches. Change arms. Now let's review. The thumb, wrist, and shoulder are in one straight line. This is what to avoid. That's not a long line with the wrist and thumb, and that is neither, and that's going to hurt the arm. So get that alignment. shoulders are already starting to slide down. Switch and down. Shoulders, pull, switch, down. Watch closely. The first thing that happens is my shoulder got lower, then I'm going to bend the arm a little bit. And then give yourself a little stretch with the thumbs down this time. Hands behind. Next one would be climbing. We're going to do some climbing preps. So we're going to use the leg brace position just in front of the hip. So we're not climbing up on this exercise. We're simply in the pole. So I'm going to hold the pole with a strong grip right at just above head height or at head height. That's fine. Tippy toe. Engage the shoulders down. So using your lats and your back. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to brace the leg first. Then I'm going to pull down the pole second. Third thing that happens is I'm going into the pole. So brace, pull, in. Back leg kick, down. Brace, pull, kick, down. If you want, you can bring this leg, bring this thigh onto the pole as well, and squeeze it so you can be there for a moment. Reach high with the right arm. I'm going to bring both legs, heels together. I'm going to attempt, this is layering, layering, layering. I'm adding for you if you have the strength. Legs behind. I'm going to slide down. Stretch back, squeeze the bum here. Keep your chin tucked. Try not to throw your head back. I'm going to get the other arm on top. See if you can pull yourself back up. Shoulders, arms, feet. Other leg. Bracing the left leg this time. I'm going to add my left hand on top. So whichever hand you have on top, don't worry too much about the legs. Just make sure that you have gone to the other side. So if I have right leg, right hand, now I've got left knee, left hand on top. Tippy toe it, and leg, shoulders, in and down. Go for it. Pull, in, down. Pull, in, squeeze, reach. Both legs. And stretch. And stretch with one arm. Stretch with the other arm. Reach your right hand on top. Pull up. And stand. And sort out those wrists. All right. So obliques. So our next set of exercises are going to involve hip flexors, abdominals, and arms. That's a nice way to start because you're really just isolating the back muscles. It takes a lot more energy to include the whole body. So we're going into a Cupid pose. Bring your feet close to the base. Bring the knee into an inside hook. Bring that heel towards your bum. Now, you're using your hamstrings here, so we're really engaging the legs. Make sure this bottom foot is right under you. Okay? So push the hips forward. Squeeze the heel toward the butt. And just make sure that you've got your balance. You should be a profile with the pole. You should be in the frontal plane, we call it. Now, just standing here, you're going to feel this. If I bring my hands to my head, that's going to intensify it. So here's the first way. Reach that arm over. Come up and touch the pole or grab it. Let go. Slowly, keep pressing the hips forward. And come up. To intensify it, hands behind. Exhale. Inhale up, elbow to pole. Elbow to thigh. Elbow to pole. And elbow to thigh. These are very effective. Go ahead and do 5 of those. Feet together. Reach outside arm high and give yourself a nice stretch. Likewise on the other side. Good. And then check your distance. Right in line with the pole. And just away from the pole a little bit. Hook. Here we go. Find your balance, find your center, hips forward. And up. And Cupid is a pose that you end up doing up on the pole. Hands behind. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. 2 more. Do your best. Keep that bottom leg tight. And up. And stretch. And other side. So now we're going into our crunches in front of the pole. Actually, part of you is behind the pole and part is in front of the pole. Let's start in front of the pole. This is also an invert position where you would go into your inverts. So I'm going to actually shift my rib cage to the left and backstroke my arm around so that my inside arm is close to my face. I have a little bit of an armpit hold here. And then the top hand's right on top. From here, I'm simply going to pull down on the pole. Now make sure your hips are in front of the pole and you have a bit of your hip and your butt cheek on the pole. Right? That will help you. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to pull so much that I feel like I'm going to lift my feet off. Try that. It's a lot of work. So watch closely. My feet will lift off the floor. Then I'm going to attempt to crunch. Bring it back down with control. So don't worry about getting those knees up high. Try to get that float feeling. Pull the abdominals in, lift your chest. Pull that pole down. Float, tuck, and down. Breathe. Exhale. Pull, float, tuck, down. Other side. You will find 3, very slow and controlled, much more effective than doing that. That looks okay, but it's not very effective in building your strength and endurance. So, grab. Again, we're doing both sides, totally different. Pull, float, knees, down. You can work your way into doing this with straight legs as well. So remember your rest time. You've got to have rest period. You can hear me puffing here, right? Okay, so I'm going to float and try that with straight legs. Something to work up to. Likewise, you can do a V position as well. So here's a V. Instead of a tuck, I'll pick up. The main thing is to come down with control. Add yourself a stretch. Other side. Hold next to your face. Stretch. That's a nice stretch. Now we're going to do that from the side. So a little bit more obliques on this one. Stand right next to the pole. Then, so I've gone to the other side again. My left hand is on top. So I'm actually going to come over like I'm trying to see what's on the other side of the pole down below. I'm going to reach high with the outside arm and stay low with the inside arm. This will be a cradle tuck. So I'm simply going to pick up my knees, slow and controlled, and bring my belly button into the pole. So I'm trying to smell my elbow. Lean, hold, pick up, crunch. Aim to get that with straight legs. And you'll end up with a little spin. Other side. Strong grip. Lean to one side. Look for it. Reach high. Tippy toes. Pull into the pole. So my Now with straight legs. Obliques, and of course back and lats. Give yourself a stretch. Thumbs down position. Other hand on top. And let's reach higher now. Thumbs down this time. Fingers on top, thumbs down. Bum away from the pole. Other hand on top. So we're stretching the lats. Okay, now we're going to shoulder mount preps. And I'm going to take this down to the floor. All right. Coming to one side or the other, we're going to do both. Your hands are right on top. Above your head, elbows in toward each other. The pole is on your trapezius. It's between your shoulder blade and your spine on the squishy, on the cushy part of your upper back, not your neck. So from here, I'm simply going to move my bum away from the pole, pick up the legs. Lower those legs a bit and bring them up. If you can lower them all the way down, great. Squeeze your elbows in toward each other. Make sure you do that on both sides. This is another exercise that will strengthen your hip flexors, the muscles that hold your legs here. Okay, so that is challenging and it will take time. Going into the shoulder mount standing. Remember, these are strength training exercises. We're not doing the full shoulder mount. So I'm going to bring that right hand on top. I'm to the left. My right hand is on top. My left hand is on the bottom. And my head is to the left. I'll come over here so you can see. My feet are in front of the pole. I'm going to go to my tippy toes. On the first one, I'm going to bring my right foot right in front of me and bring my left knee up. So I am leaning into the pole. Notice the space between the pole and my body, my lower body. Pull those elbows forward. Pull the pole forward and down, mostly forward. Pick up, switch, bend. It can be this simple. Pull, switch. Again, it's a float. It's not a jump. So don't worry about getting off the floor. You might get a little lift. That's fine. Next phase. I'm going to change sides. And then I'm going to try to lift both legs at the same time. So it's breathe, exhale, squeeze in, and down. Give yourself a break in between those ones. Variations, I can keep my legs wide. Or, come back to the side. I can keep my legs straight. That's the most difficult version of that one. And again, give yourself a stretch. Other hand on top. Pectoral stretch. Stand to one side. Reach the hand high, but not too high. Where the shoulder and the posture are neutral, take the arm to that height. Turn yourself away from the pole until you feel a stretch through the shoulder and the pectoral muscle. Other side. Always pay attention to your placement so you know where you are. Brackets. All right. Here we go into introducing some split grip strength. The bottom arm is working the shoulder and the bicep. The top arm working the lats in the back. So I'm going to start with a full bracket. Bottom arm, palm down. Top arm, thumb up. Start with a wide stance, tippy toes. I'm going to reach high with the top arm. You might want to start with your dominant arm on these. This hand, we're going to use, we call it a trigger finger. The next finger is pointing down. Have a good grip on the pole. This is where you might want to start wiping it down. Because it's cold in here and I am sweating from what we just did. In case you're watching this before you're doing it with me, retie. And figuring out what parts you want to skip, right? This is a great workout. All right, so that bottom arm is bent. My bottom elbow is right at my bottom rib. I'm just gonna work on feeling the resistance. I'm pushing with the bottom hand. Push down. Try not to push straight into the pole. The top hand is pulling my shoulder, see? Shoulder. Push down, pull. Same time. Next phase. I'm gonna set, get those hips back. You want your back to be neutral here. If you're tucking, this is going to be very heavy and you're just gonna roll into the elbow. So stick the butt out a little bit, push away and down, pick up those knees and place them back down. Up, extend if you can, place it down. This stage I'm going to change sides. Retie. Bottom hand. I'm tilting to one side a little bit. It's just the nature of this grip. Okay. And some variations. Here we go. Side tuck. Knees. And also a pike position. So your pike position with the legs together, lifted together, will be the least efficient, meaning it will feel the heaviest. You've got much more weight away from the center of gravity that you're trying to lift. The next phase I would go into here is a half bracket. Your full bracket holds are great for poses. When we come into climbing and spinning climbs and spins, called bracket spins, it means that we're pressing our body away from the pole with that bottom hand, same as we just were, but instead of the thumb being down, the thumb is up. Okay? I'm just pressing with that pad of the hand. So, that's it. Get that little nook around the pole, press away and feel the difference. Away you go. Lift the chest, hold the abdominals in, bracket. Okay. My fingers were away so you can see what I'm doing. You probably won't want to grip. You'll be wanting to press away with open fingers. Okay. From that bracket, you can simply pick up, cross the ankles, and get those knees squeezed. Now I'm going to lift the chest, keep holding on, and come down. Other side, bracket, knee tuck or V, ankles, knees, squeeze, go. Try to come out the same way. And there you go. That concludes your strength training workout. If you're new, that would be a standalone workout. The core warm-up and the strength building on the pole. If you've been doing pole for quite a long time, this would be a great warm-up, especially if you're doing a lot of inverts and handsprings, etc. Make sure to stretch, drink plenty of water, stay dry. Enjoy your workout.